Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Nearly 90's. I am your host, Bryce, and with my beautiful and loving co-host, Jonah Hill.
What's up, guys? Great to be here.
I meant to do that.
I've never heard anyone make that joke in my life.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I hope everyone is also doing good. We're recording this on a Friday night, but I hope everyone is doing good whenever y'all listening to this. And yeah, so we got a good couple things coming across the news this week, past couple weeks, and we're also gonna be. So just to run through that.
Let's get through the trailer news. That's the most recent stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of new trailers just dropped.
Yeah. And then we got Chainsaw Man, and we're going to be doing a review for the movie Smile. What did you kept saying?
Smile?
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 All right, yeah, so let's jump right into this one. So, did you know that the Goku actor for the dub has died?
Oh, wait, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, so R.I.P. him, but...
Wait, the Japanese or the American dub?
I believe the American dub.
He's the voice of Ralph from Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Really?
Damn it. That son of a shepherd's raising his flock in heaven now.
Yeah, so, but apparently... Chris Pratt will voice him in the next season.
What? Okay, so it is the English, English dub.
Yep.
Why? Why does everyone pawn off every voice acting job on Chris Pratt?
I don't know.
It's not that he has a bad voice, but he doesn't like fluctuate his voice and like make it its own unique thing for like a character, like per character. Mm-hmm. It's always just Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt for the character.
That's pretty much it. And that's what I'm like, can he even do anything that the original voice actor could do?
Can he even sound like Goku? Like, I can't envision it.
Like, it's gonna sound off. It's gonna sound, and now hear me out on this, but when I watched Uzu-chan Wants to Hang Out or whatever.
Yeah.
The first season, they had one voice actor for the main dude, and then they changed it for the second season. I immediately could tell. I was like, this is off. I don't like it. So, changing it to Chris Pratt, that's going to be insane.
I'm more hurt by just the fact that the voice of Goku died and more hurt by the fact that it's Ralph.
Yeah. And then, I forgot to add this, but the Frieza actor died as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. It's people are dying
Jesus
left and right.
Christ. Just like the voice of Batman.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy also passed away. R.I.P. him.
It's just spreading like wildfire.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite Kevin Conroy Batman movie role? Whatever.
Probably him in the Arkham games.
The Arkham games?
Yeah.
I really liked, I think it was Batman Gotham Knight. It was like
the third Gotham or Arkham game?
No,
Or technically the fourth?
No, you're thinking of Arkham Knight. This was Gotham Knight. It's an animated movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty similar, but this was like a bunch of short stories combined it all together.
Okay.
Like just going over Batman as a whole, and I think it was really cool. It apparently is somewhat connected to the Dark Knight trilogy, Christopher Nolan shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it came out, I think, like around Batman Begins.
Is it like a what if type connection, or is it actually canon?
I don't know, because like I was reading on it, and apparently it's like somewhat it's like canon to that stuff. And what's weird about it is like Killer Croc, they introduced Killer Croc.
That's weird.
And Scarecrow's also in it too, but he doesn't look like the Scarecrow because, you know,
he doesn't have the bag over his head.
Yeah, it's not the bag over his head. Like this dude like legitimately has like sticks hanging out of his arms.
Okay.
And like it let to like actually look like a Scarecrow.
Huh.
And I mean, I guess it's also like a bunch of different anime guys did it.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool animation. I'd give it a watch.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah, so R.I.P. him, and Jason David Frank also died.
I'm drawing a blank. There's been so many celebrity deaths.
The Green Ranger.
Green Ranger.
From Power Rangers?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes. I did. That was actually the first one I saw of all the celebrity ones recently.
Bruh, I was like, damn, he gone too, so young too. I feel so bad about that.
All I kept thinking when he died was not the actor's name. I just kept thinking of his character name, Tommy Oliver.
Tommy, no. Yeah, I feel that. But yeah, so that was that. So many people just passed away recently.
He just joined and became part of the Megazord in the sky.
Which I think definitely helps us transition into our next topic, which is Transformers Beast Wars.
Oh my gosh.
Or not Beast.
What a transition. I don't know if that showed up. My Discord gave me a notification.
It probably could have, but
we're living with it.
It's not Beast Wars, Rise of the Beast. Excuse me. We just called it Beast Wars.
Yeah, because it's very loosely based off of Transformers Beast Wars, the animated series, where you didn't know this apparently, but in that one, it's when the Transformers come to even more of an early Earth. Okay. So before their cars and vehicles, the only thing that they had reference to turn into to camouflage was animals. So Optimus Prime is a gorilla. And all the other Transformers are different animals.
I like that.
Which is why it kind of threw me off when I saw that the gorilla is not Optimus Prime, but it sort of kind of might be, because at the end of the trailer, he turns into his like more humanoid looking Transformers mode, and he looks like he's resembling Optimus's appearance, albeit obviously a different color scheme and slightly different.
So do you think like, and I know I said this before, but isn't there like another Optimus Prime or something like that?
Lobotomy Prime.
Lobotomy Prime.
As you put it before we started recording.
Or it's like Optobotomus or something like that, dude.
Optometrist Prime.
Have you ever seen the meme of the dude ripping apart the orange, and he's like, this orange is Gigantosaurus. And he can just not say gigantic. I'll have to show you later, but
yeah, that was the biggest thing that kind of threw me off, is that the monkey's a new character. Albeit I think it's meant to be an ancient Autobots versus Decepticons that's reawakened type thing.
Yeah, I mean, so the only questions I guess I really had about this is this a sequel to the Bumblebee movie?
I think it might be. The Bumblebee design in the trailer doesn't look super reminiscent of Bumblebee, but the Optimus design looks a lot like the one from the end of Bumblebee. Yeah,
that's what I thought too. So that's why I was like, and doesn't he switch over to being a
Camaro at the end? I think he does, yeah. And I'm pretty sure the semi-truck that we see in the Beast War trailer, Rise of the Beast, is the truck that Optimus looks like at the end of Bumblebee.
Okay, yeah. That's fair. But yeah, so that was one thing, and I think this is I was a little hyped for the original, the Bumblebee movie itself.
Okay.
So when I saw the trailers for that, I was like, all right, I'm a little hyped for this. I'll check it out. But I wasn't like blown away by the movie.
It wasn't trying to be a blockbuster though. It was meant to be like a Herbie wholesome thing, almost like replacing Bumblebee, like swapping him out with like an animal in a way.
Yeah, I totally get where they're trying to go with that, but I don't know. It just didn't hit me the right way. I still thought it was a good movie though.
Yeah.
And I'm glad this is a sequel to it.
Spin-off, I guess.
Whatever,
it's not going for like the wholesome vibe anymore. It's just a Transformers movie now.
This one is straight Transformers, and I think that's what I liked about it. I liked how much Transformer shit was in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if this was a Michael Bay movie, there would have been so many more people talking.
It would have been also like making sure there was hot women in front of the camera.
Right.
Lots of like the glistening sweat. the model girl.
The good stuff.
Like the Megan Fox reaching over the hood of the car type shot. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. So that I think I'm actually a little hyped to see this movie. Like I might actually go see this in theaters.
Maybe.
Because, like, I don't know, maybe it would be fun to see. Just a bunch of fucking Transformers coming at each other. I think it'd be cool.
I think it's hilarious because even before this came out, the trailer for it, or even before I knew it, I ironically started getting some Beast Wars clips recommended to me out of the blue. And I hadn't, like, thought about Beast Wars in years. I don't know if you've seen what Beast Wars looks like. It's awful.
It's horrible.
It's awful. It's this terrible 3D animation that looks like really early YouTube quality stuff, like Red versus Blue, basically. Like, it's really bad, but in a super enjoyable way now, where it's very enjoyably bad to look at.
Okay. Yeah, I was never actually like a full-on Transformers fan. I watched it here and there, like the original show, but like I think I watched the first 3 movies and then gave up. So at that point, I was like, yeah, I'm out of this Transformers phase. It's all kid stuff, but honestly, fuck it.
Yeah,
I love that. I love just hearing the clink clanking of them transforming now.
Yeah.
the crisp sound design.
Yeah. Do we think that there's anything interesting that's gonna happen in the plot? Are we even gonna like heavily contemplate what's gonna happen in this movie?
I don't expect anything story-wise. All I do expect is to see a giant badass Transformers war.
I just want to see a big fucking gorilla beat the shit out of some robots.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Optimus Prime and Gorilla Miss Prime.
Gorilla Prime.
Gorilla Prime. Punch for a minute and then they're mates.
Yeah.
I want to see that the classic team
and
then
up. Then they bromance hook up after.
That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah. Anything else about?
I don't think there's anything else to really talk about with Transformers. We all know what that movie's gonna be like when it comes out. It's gonna be a popcorn flick.
Mm-hmm. Maybe once it gets closer to the coming out of it, we'll do like a rating of the Transformers movies, the Michael Bay ones.
Oh God. For the movie, we should dress up in like suits the way people did for like the Minions: The Rise of Gru.
We're doing that. We're gonna get a bunch of people involved. I don't care who we have to get involved. My brother. We're getting everyone.
That'll be 12 tickets for Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Quotations: Beast Wars. Y'all need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. We have a theater reserved.
We booked it out.
Yes, buy every single ticket in a theater to reserve it just to make a video of you going to watch Beast Wars.
Dude, do you think they would let us do that? Just film our reactions?
I mean, we couldn't film anything of the movie, but if say we rented an entire theater, well, not even rent, just if we managed to get every single ticket in one showing, and then just said as long as we only record our reactions.
But then we're gonna wait until the movie comes out on DVD,
and then we splice
it together.
That's the making of a masterpiece right there.
Oh my God, dude!
I love that idea, honestly.
We're gonna lock and keep, put that one in the back of the head,
and then just like 12+ guys wearing suits, like all like sitting cross-legged. In the theater, we
buy the 3D, so we all have to wear the 3D glasses.
We gotta make sure that we each get like a beer or something while we're there at the theater too.
Yes. Oh man, we might have to go, dude. I want to go to the AMC theater again, not the Marcus Theater. I want to go to that one again. That's just like I've been there once to see Solo. I didn't like the movie, but I loved the experience and the popcorn. Bruh, they just give you a cup, and then you can fill up either an icy or soda.
That's actually pretty wild.
Right? So I was sitting there mixing that not icy and soda, but both the blue and the red ices there. Mm-hmm. Went back like twice.
It's kind of wild how like some theaters in the U.S. it's a little bit different. We don't live in a huge town, not a small town, but not a huge town either. But we don't get like the best we can get is like what beer at a theater.
Yeah.
Like there's some theaters where they straight up have like a menu where you can get wings and wine.
I know. Like I find that crazy.
You get dinner. Like you can get like a chicken dinner at some theaters.
I think there is one like that in I'll bleep it out. One like this in Japan. So
okay.
There might be.
Come to think, I've never been to a drive-in theater either.
I want to go to a drive-in theater. I haven't been to one.
Yeah, there's one. Again, we'll bleep this out. There's one in. It's maybe.
Okay.
Somewhere like that. It's. Yeah, I don't know. I know where it is, but I can't remember the name of the exact little town it's in. But yeah, going to a drive-in theater would be cool sometime too.
Yeah, maybe we can rent out an entire
to watch Beast Wars.
No, this time for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Dude, what if you just like rented out? You just rented out like a drive-in theater, and you just make like this big circle where it's like a mosh during the theater during the movie.
That'd be crazy.
I don't know why there'd be a mosh during the movie. I'm just thinking of like the most absurd movie-going experience you can muster.
All I can think of is that song, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
I was just thinking of Vengeance by Angel Maker.
No, that's fair. That's fair. All right. But now moving on to our next topic. So we also watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer. Give me one.
Yeah, 1 sec. Okay, good.
Okay, so what did you think of the trailer? To be honest,
I think it looks honestly good. It's just nothing that crazy looking. Honestly, it feels like a pretty standard Marvel movie coming out. Mm-hmm. It didn't throw me for a loop in any way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this is where I know it's probably going.
Yeah.
It's apparently going to be very centric around Rocket's backstory.
Okay.
Because we saw little glimpses that show we're going to see his backstory. There's that Otter character, which is his love interest in the comics. There's still the thing they have to figure out with Gamora. Yeah. Getting her interest back. By the way, we didn't watch the Christmas special yet.
No, we didn't.
Which we're super behind on that. That came out, I think, maybe a week ago by the time we started recording this.
Yikes. We'll try and review it for next week, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any context for any progress with Gamora's character in that. For the most part, I think that the Christmas special is just them trying to cheer Peter up on Halloween. No, okay. Not Halloween, Christmas. Jesus. Yeah. I think they're just trying to cheer up Peter during Christmas. I don't think there's any huge stakes or anything weird going on with the story in that. But yeah, I haven't watched that. Gamora apparently is going to be a decent part of the story, I think, just because, again, they need to somehow refresh her memory or get her to be on their side again because it's not the same Gamora. Yeah. And then there's Adam Warlock, which I'm not sure what that even has to do with the plot's relevance at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's going to be... He's going to be like a side villain or something, to be honest, because...
it just seems like he's going to be a thorn in their side while they progress with the main plot.
Yeah, I feel like he's just going to like come at him. I feel like he might be like Boba Fett in a way of like, he's going to look really badass, but by the way, he really doesn't.
I know. Everyone's just like, don't worry. He's going to be so cool as Adam Warlock. Just wait till you see it. It can totally work. And then we see it and we're like, oh, yeah, he looks doofy.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe if you could do like, not like CGI enhancement, but like give him some sort of like glow or aura to him. I feel like that would... definitely advance.
Just painted gold. Cooler. He's just painted gold.
And I don't think it works. Like it does.
It's just he somehow it looks like it's cheaper than the other characters of his species from the movie before. That's just what's kind of like me scratching my head about, because in the second one you see like his species, like those gold skin people, and it looks good on them. It looks natural on them. Like, it doesn't just look like they took like cheap gold glittery paint and painted him over. They look pretty natural with it.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't look that good in it, and it looks almost cheaper.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's and also I definitely feel like if he's gonna be one of like the top tier characters, one of the main cast members technically, shouldn't he have like good makeup and prosthetics like Drax and Gamora? Like, honestly, when you look at Gamora, it looks like she actually has green skin, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
So
even like the etchings in like her face that are really subtle.
Like that, and also I think Drax also looks like he's not just like a painted man,
Yeah.
So that it's just a little disappointing, I feel.
I mean, we'll see more of it. It could hold up better. I think especially in like CG fight scene moments that might make it look more naturally blended to him, just because it'll probably be all computer generated anyways.
Yeah, they're going to do something hopefully computer generated wise, like maybe what they did with Spider-Man, by the way.
Something like that.
I hated that they did that, but
Oh yeah, it bothered the fuck out of me too. Civil War, I kind of turned a blind eye to it because there's way too much going on to really care at that moment. But then like the Solo movie, like, why is he CG just standing still?
yeah, it doesn't make sense. But I definitely think the one shot that intrigued me was the Peter Quill crying shot.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about that, thinking who it was. At first I said Drax, because I'm like, first instinct was he's crying over Gamora dying, but I'm like, we can't just have this new Gamora die now. Like, that just seems dumb. For the whole point is like he lost Gamora, already lost it, grieved over her, and trying to get this new one on their side, and then she just dies even though he doesn't have that same personal connection to her. But then we threw out just Drax because we're like, oh, it's not going to be Groot because he already like died in the first one. It seems like it wouldn't be Mantis because she's a newer character. All I thought was like, oh, Drax. But I think it's pretty obvious actually that it's going to be Rocket.
Yeah. If anything, like, we might call it now, Rocket's going to die.
Because I don't think, like, I get Drax would be an OG Guardian dying and that'd be sad. But I don't see, like, Quill tearing up over Drax like that, or at least like freaking out like that, because like he doesn't have like a super intimate relationship with Drax. It's always like a comedic relief exchanges between the two, but like him and Rocket are kind of like the at each other's throat but kind of brotherly love type thing.
Yeah, I think what might happen, and this probably won't happen, but maybe Rocket and Peter Quill are starting to get close because Gamora is now off doing her thing. Mantis and Drax, I feel, are more buddy now. But maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that kind of sets the stage up for those two kind of having a little more interaction, and that's probably what builds their connection and maybe is why it's so broken up. So.
Yeah, that's true, because... Well, actually, I don't know what Nebula's doing either. She's
we just completely forget about her.
Yeah. She's just doing her own thing.
Yeah. Oh, and they're also all wearing the same costumes from the comics.
Yeah, the OG Guardians outfit's more OG Star-Lord outfit, because I'm pretty sure that like dark navy blue and red was originally Star-Lord's OG outfit color.
Yeah.
Well, no. Maybe. I don't know. They changed it to that at some point. I'm pretty sure it was Star-Lord's colors at some point in his early comics, and then they turned it into the whole Guardians outfit colors.
Yeah. So I hope that... I don't know. Peter don't look like he fit into that costume very well. I think he's packing on a few pounds, but that's just me.
I thought Drax looked a little bit bigger. It could just be bigger prosthetics.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see how it looks, though.
Yeah.
All right. So we just because. All right. Moving on to our next topic. Chainsaw Man Volume 7, 8, and 9. I just finished those, and god damn, I am torn up by it. truthfully. So, spoilers for anyone who hasn't read on Chainsaw Man manga to this point. Man, I am like broken up by Aki dying and all of that stuff. Like, I didn't think it was actually going to get to that point where the Gun Devil was going to be taking over his body. That was the big thing for me.
It's super fucked.
Yeah, like, I mean, all right. I thought it was, all right. What do you think of the whole Gun Devil, like his actual form?
I thought it was cool, the fact that he's like just so absolutely absurdly huge. If anything, why did you bother possessing a human to become a fiend? You could have been unstoppable being that ginormous form. The only plausible way that you probably could have even killed him was if you shrunk him down to a fiend and killed him, which he was dumb enough to do.
So that's also what I'm confused about a little bit is like, what happened in that fight between Mikami and the Gun Devil?
Makima?
Yeah, Makima. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Mikami?
Makima. What happened in that fight that caused him to jump into a dead body?
I mean, I guess Makima probably had some stuff up her sleeve that we just don't see yet because, yeah, it seems like she always has something against whoever she's up against. Like, you think, like, oh, or every single devil that goes up to her in the manga, she's like, oh, we got you now, Makima. It's like, bitch, you don't got me. Like, you don't got me.
No.
It's like the Katana devil with the other devil that he was with, where they're like, we got you now. It's like, yeah, right. Same with all the other countries' devils, like the German one, Santa Claus, and the Chinese ones with, was she the Arrow Devil?
Yeah, the Arrow Devil.
Yeah, like, they're all like, we got you now. It's like, no, you don't. Yeah.
I thought it was like, why? I don't know why they kind of like just brought it up out of nowhere that she was a fiend. Like, I mean, I guess she was hanging around
Makima?
fiends. No, the Arrow Devil.
Wait, where are you?
Oh, I'm past 9. Like, I'm
sure 10. You know that Makima's not a human.
Yeah, I know Makima.
Yeah, did they say what her devil ability is yet?
Yeah, I forget what it's not location. The control devil, isn't she? Yeah.
Just having control over people.
I find that insane. So does that mean she's technically been controlling Denji from the beginning?
I don't think she's actually she hasn't been controlling Denji for reasons you need to read. Yeah. Okay. She's been manipulating him, obviously, but she can't control him.
Okay.
And they do hint at her having control over people really early on. When Power first kills the sea cucumber devil, she crushes it. Denji and her are fighting, and she looks at Power and she's like, "Stop!" And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you're right. Like, she gets like really bashful and timid with no context, and she's like, "You're right, man. I'm sorry." Yeah,
it was definitely and it was crazy because like after watching because I watched I started reading watching the anime and I was reading the manga, so I was like kind of picking up on it. I was like, is she gonna be revealed to be a devil? I was like, all right. My first thing was she's gonna be the Gun Devil. And I was like, it was just going to be a big reveal. Makima's the Gun Devil. And then I was like, oh, okay, no, she's her own devil. I dig it more than that.
Did you see the birthday cake scene?
The birthday cake scene. I don't know.
I was going to suggest something where I said that they might have hinted her to be the Gun Devil, but I think it happens after her encounter with the Gun Devil, so it's not that. I was just making sure because the scene I'm referring to is something you probably haven't read yet. Okay. So I'm not going to say, because there is a scene where like Makima like makes a finger gun and goes like that. And does something.
Oh, okay.
Like, when I say go like that, I just mean like pretend, pull the trigger. You know what I mean? Like, she makes a fake gun in her hand and pretends to pull the trigger and does something. But I think that's after the Gun Devil encounter, so it's not a tease to that. Yeah, there is a lot of hinting and foreshadowing that you need to pay attention to for stuff like that. Like I said, like hinting that she could control people with power, I guess you can intuit it as, oh, well, maybe they're just implying that she has influence. You know what I mean? Like she's a strong character with influence to even control like insubordinate devils.
Yeah. I guess honestly, the first thing we should have thought of was her eyes.
Yeah. I'm watching the anime with someone else right now, and he looked at her eyes and he's just like, that's not normal, right? She's a fiend. And they had another pretty obvious hint that she was a devil. I don't know why I didn't pick up on this when I read it first either, but the scene where she just starts offing people randomly from a distance, all the enemies, she's going up to a bunch of tied up inmates and making contracts with them to kill people. That's what she's doing. And they don't give you full context of it. She just goes up to someone, and I can't remember what she tells them to say. I don't know if they tell you what they're talking about, but she has a bunch of like inmates tied up where she like makes deals with them. Or she like tells them, say this, and then they say it, and then you see each one of them one by one keeps dropping dead because she's making deals with them. So she's making contracts with the inmates and killing them in order to make an exchange of power to kill all of the enemies.
Okay. Yeah, I freaking... Man, she's so freaking crazy powerful. Like, how can you technically kill her then? Can you?
I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
If Makima's gonna make it or not.
Okay. So one more thing I wanted to talk about the manga, and then I think we'll talk about, I feel like we want to say, I have one more thing I want to say about the anime. But we're kind of doing this a little bit backwards, but how did you feel about Denji and all of, what was it, Division 2 or Division 4, them going into hell?
It was an interesting take on hell.
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I like when people have a new interesting take on it. Like, you know, like Norse stuff, how it's like, oh, hell is cold, or like there's different weird psychological versions of hell. I thought it was interesting, but also like, where are the people or the devils in hell? Like, I'm not sure how that works. From kind of what they were implying when they were in hell, I'm pretty sure it's that when devils die, they go to hell and then they reincarnate back to Earth. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
So, do they reincarnate to Earth after like people start fearing them again?
Well, I think everyone's gonna always fear whatever they are. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the rise of fear that brings them back. Like more and more fear gets them back to Earth. But I'm pretty sure it's when a devil dies, they go to hell, and then they reincarnate as a different version of the same devil.
Okay, because, like, I want to know, all right, this is a theory. I don't know for sure yet. Are the doors gateways to Earth?
I think they're different doors for each devil to go through, to go from hell to Earth. Maybe.
Okay, because that's like, I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense. Like, you open and then you're just on Earth.
Maybe it's the door devil.
The door devil. All right, that's fair. Yeah, but I thought that was all fucked up. The whole messing with the darkness devil.
Yeah, and that's super overly trippy thing with like the astronauts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, oh my fucking god, like what the fuck is happening? And then people start losing their fucking arms. I'm like, oh no, they're all fucked. How is Denji gonna get him out of this? And then it's not Denji. It's Mikama.
Makima.
Mikama.
Makima.
But
Naruto.
Yeah. So the anime, I actually heard that they actually do a lot more keyframe animation than 3D animation than what we actually think.
Okay.
So, like, apparently, like, a lot of the stuff in, like, when we think there's a CGI not Gun Devil, CGI Chainsaw Man, like in the first episode when he first is revealed, apparently a lot of that is, like, So they will use CGI to get the movements, but then start 2D animating over that.
I mean, it still just looks like 3D anyways.
So I don't know. It's like it's a little bit backwards in that fact, I feel.
Yeah.
But I still think that one thing I'm loving is the cinematography, like how they like the anime feels like they're making it like a cinematic movie.
Yeah.
And I dig that. One of my favorite ones is the cone watching going through his fingers and then seeing the wolf snap. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. What's the one super anxious girl?
Kobeni?
Kobeni. I hate her in the anime. In the manga, I think it's because when they gave her a voice, you just like, she's audibly so annoying now.
Yeah, I definitely felt that. I was like, reading it in my head, she definitely seemed like less of a scaredy cat than what they're putting it up to be.
Oh yeah, they amped her up so much. They really turned the dial.
I was
to
like,
Wumbo.
all right. This is not what I fell in love with.
This is not my wife.
But yeah, so do you have anything else to say about Chainsaw Man? That's kind of all I had going.
I think I'll be good to hold off for when you finish volume 11.
Yeah.
And apparently 12 is done in Japan, but they're still working on making physical English presses for it.
Yeah.
I guess you can still read it online, English with fan translation. That's apparently what a lot of people have been doing. I've been wondering, I see panels for volume 12 everywhere in English, and I'm like, where do you get this? Can I at least even read it online? And apparently you can, but it's fans that replaced the bubbles with English. I'd rather not.
Yeah, because all right, I get it. Like, you can interpret it and then just put it into English, but like, that's also like the way that they do it. Like the translation thing does. I feel they have to translate it and then figure out what the best way to represent that in English. You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're just, I don't know, it'd just be weird, just a fan's representation of that, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm a little hesitant to do that, but I definitely am like, I want to read more.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all right, now we're coming to our final part of the review, or not our final part of this episode. It is Smile. Oh man, this movie Smile. All right, so just to get a couple things off the bat, Smile is not Truth or Dare. It is not the movie that already.
It looks like Truth or Dare, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. Are we gonna go spoilers right away?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So all right. Just to go over the plot a little bit. Pretty much, it's about this psychologist, I believe. Yeah, she's a psychologist or a therapist.
I guess a therapist.
Yeah.
Just to simplify it, I guess.
Yeah, so she's a therapist, and someone kills themselves right in front of her.
Smiling.
Yeah, smiling. And then she has to figure out why she is now seeing visions of people smiling and all these crazy paranormal encounters. I definitely was slightly disappointed by it, though.
Yeah, it's just taking inspiration from The Ring,
Final
Destination. Not so much the plot in its entirety on the Final Destination one, but more the finale of like, I need to isolate myself in this cabin in the woods.
Mm-hmm. So this movie is not very, I guess, original in that sense, but I still think it had some tense moments.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was going pretty well with the creepy cinematography and the horror at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But then as it kept going, it just gradually got to be modern jump scare laziness.
Yeah.
It started out really strong. Like the first visual of the patient smiling and killing herself at the very beginning was really unsettling and did it really well, and also didn't rely on jump scare. Mm-hmm. Like the second she's calling for help, like, oh my gosh, my patient needs help. My first instinct is she's going to turn around and it's going to jump scare because it's a fucking modern horror movie. But it didn't. She turns around and she's just unsettlingly smiling at her and kills herself. And then even more like shots of her dead on the ground smiling, and it looks super fucking creepy. And then just kind of progressively through the movie, it just gets lazier and cornier.
Pretty much. Yeah, like that was the one thing that I kind of was definitely feeling second time watching. Like the first time watching, like I was definitely more invested in, like, all right, I want to know, because like that was the thing that I wanted. I wanted to know what this thing was. I wanted to know everything about it, because like, all right, a thing that's smiling at you. All right, there's only like 2 or 3 things that it could be: a ghost, a devil, or aliens. And all 3 of those sound unsatisfying to me. So, like, I don't know if there was a good way of spinning that. So, like, I would have rather them have, like, gone more metaphorical with it, of it is legitly just trauma. That
Just passing trauma.
Yeah, it's just passing trauma that you just need to deal with over time. That's what I think they should have done. But they didn't.
No, it's this supernatural being with no explanation or backstory.
Yeah, which in that sense, I really wish they would have built the world up then to try and like I would have at least accepted an alien. Like, all right, this is an alien that's just been jumping around wanting to kill people. Fuck it, that's cool.
If anything, the only thing that they could possibly give us for potential lore for it was the inmate who skipped over by murdering someone.
Yeah.
He said that he saw a pattern of it in Brazil, and there could be some kind of Brazilian folklore creature. Maybe that's the only thing that comes to mind, and that's the only thing that they would throw us a bone for if there's any backstory to this creature.
You know what? Maybe there is something like that, but like, you know, I guess I never even put that together, so maybe I could go look into that. But it's like, also, is it really worth my time? Like, I don't even
look that up. Yeah.
Like I don't even want to see a sequel to this, because I know like it's just gonna be some bullshit again.
Smile 2. Turn that frown upside down.
Smile 2. The frown's already upside down. But I mean, for the most part, I thought the climax was pretty cool, and it has a nice twist ending, I guess. Kinda.
Nah, it's...
No, fuck it. It does not.
It's the most generic modern horror ending ever, where the cycle continues. Oh my god, they couldn't stop the cycle, and now it passed on to someone else. Oh my god.
I find it bullshit that they're like, oh yeah, let's stop this thing but with fire. Throws fire at it, runs out of there, is immediately just thrown back into the cabin because it's just another... illusion
yeah.
From the whatever. I wish they would have gave it a name too.
Yeah, it doesn't have a name, does it? It just smiles.
Yeah, like that's not.
The creature isn't really creepy either.
Like I really wish they would have went like super gross, nasty, like disgusting black thing.
Yeah, because the teacher who draws the creature, in the drawings, it's either the faces of, I think, other people who killed themselves, and the one of the actual creature, I think it's just like a black figure with a white smile. Yeah. And that would have been creepier, I think.
Right. I honestly, going back to the gun devil, I think the gun devil would have been a dope, like not all the guns, but like you take out that and you make it just a person with a belly of just people that is smiling. That's terrifying. Like I would have find like all of its victims are just in its belly and it just grows.
Yeah, there's just something about the creature, because it's this tall, gangly looking creature, and like it has like a gross like torso.
Yeah.
Sort of like with, I don't know what they did with prosthetics with that, if it even is prosthetics or CG, but then the face is just kind of this humanoid. It essentially just looks like an ugly dude or a woman. I can't tell if it's a guy
honestly,
or
girl. What I could like to try and give y'all a visual representation. This thing, like if you're looking at a head, it looked like a rectangle head with many, just like a lot of teeth. Just like a lot of teeth going up.
Well, yeah, that's when it peeled the face off.
Did it look different from that afterwards?
No, before it peeled its face off, it just looked like
Oh, you're talking about, okay. I thought that was, okay, yeah. I mean, fuck that for him, too. They're both...
Yeah, before it peeled its own face off, it just looked like a generic man / woman with a creepy-ish face. It looked like you just walked by, like, some random stranger on the street and you're just like, well, that guy's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It looked like if Bagul, do you know who Bagul is from Sinister?
Yes.
If they would have made him a real person.
Yeah, if you would have held back on like the grayness and the red or not red, the black, like veiny look on the face and stuff like that and just made it more skin tone.
That's what he would have looked like. And it's just not good. I think either versions of it, whenever it like peels its skin off, which I think is its final version.
Really? I didn't know if that was its final version or...
I believe that's probably the final version.
Okay.
Like, I wish they would have shown that off earlier.
So was the humanoid face meant to be representing her or her mother's face?
That's what I don't know either. Like...
Was she just... I don't know.
It's some bullshit is what it was. Who was that? Finn Parker? Finn Parker, I believe, directed this. And I remember that because I saw this twice now. And honestly, dude, do better. No, good job. Making movies is hard, man.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, honestly, no matter all the shit we've been giving it, despite all that, it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad.
It's not trying anything new.
Yeah. And, if it was, or, maybe if there was, like, some really key performances that really stuck out, but nothing was really that good.
No.
Like, the main character was whiny and like,
doing the generic, like, why does no one believe me? I'm not crazy. Right. As I'm like twitching and scratching and look like a homeless bitch.
And as you look crazy.
Yeah. And as I show up to my sister's doorstep, like, look at these pictures of dead bodies. I'm not crazy.
Like, you didn't even try to explain yourself there. You're just like, look at these dead bodies.
She showed up to her sister's doorstep and showed her crime scene photos with no explanation after scarring her child.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Dude, the cat in the box. Schrodinger's cat.
I'm pretty sure it's not much of a mystery. That cat is definitely dead and not alive.
Oh, yeah. That cat is definitely dead, guys. Oh, yeah. Points off for them for actually showing a dead cat on screen.
Yeah, dead animal. Fuck you.
I hate when they do that shit.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly, as soon as I saw that cat and the cat disappeared, I'm like, fucking A, it's going to come back up.
I wanted to see the cat smile.
Dude, that would have been so creepy. Like, the dead body like just gets up and just
it has pearly whites.
It starts looking like that floating head. What is the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland?
Oh, God. You mean the Cheshire Cat?
Yeah, that thing. Not the Mad... Why did I say the Mad Hatter? I'm sorry.
You just pissed off so many...
Sorry, Johnny Depp. Oh yeah, but that is our review for Smile. What would you give it out of? What did we rate movies last time?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's just a solid 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because it's so painfully generic that it's not trying anything new. It's like the Marvel movie of horror, of modern horror. Like, you went into it, there was fucking nothing new. It was, you didn't hate it, you didn't think like, oh well, that movie was incoherent and didn't make any sense. It made sense. It played every single safe card in the book.
Yeah, like this guy, I really wish they would have went out there with, especially with the concept of like what they were doing. I think they could have went so out there with it. Especially just dealing with the whole psychological aspect of that.
Yeah.
They could have done so much better. But
yeah, it drew so much inspiration from other iconic horror movies, even a lot of modern ones that came out within recent years.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were going for the Hereditary, like, this is not actually a psychological thing, but this is a paranormal thing, the way that Hereditary does it at the end.
Yeah, but I think even that part of Hereditary kind of like threw me off. Like,
I loved how Hereditary did that.
I like Hereditary, I think, did it a lot more tastefully in this than this movie did. But that is like one of the. I don't think it's like a bad thing. Even then they built out the world around that because he knew by the end that's what this is gonna be. Ari Aster, I think, was a really good director. Where I don't think this director is in the same league, you know.
Oh no.
But he's like he wants to be. So
he gave it a good old college try.
He gave it the good old college try. Maybe in a couple years we'll see Smile 2 and be like, blah, again. But but yeah, I think that will bring us to a closing. That's all we have.
Yeah, I think that's it, yeah.
How are we doing on timing, actually?
It's 51.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Not
pretty
bad.
solid.
Right. Yeah, so guys, if you like this, please leave a like, comment anything you want down below, and remember to hit that subscribe button. Let us know what y'all thought of Smile down below. Do you guys think that movie is generic, or do you think it's greatness?
What about all the trailers? What are your thoughts on the Beast Wars movie? I know it's not Beast Wars, but that's what we're going to keep calling it.
We're going to call it Beast Wars.
Yeah, Beast Wars. And what was the other one?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy? There wasn't another one?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
There's been so much stuff happening, man. People are dying. What are your thoughts on the death?
Oh, man.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Which one was the saddest?
Yeah, which one's the saddest, guys? Please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, rank it. Make a tier list out of it.
But yeah, all right. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Remember to follow us on social media, and thank you to our thumbnail and cover art guy. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Yeah. Deuces.
Yep. Have a good one.